Welcome to the channel, it's 9th edition UK. Today on the channel we will be playing a narrative game of Warhammer 40k 9th edition. Chaos Knights are appearing on the channel for the first time, and they're going to be trying to break through the imperial lines of the Dark Angels and the Shadows of Ultramar Space Marine chapters. This is a narrative game, so we're not worried too much about how many points. It is basically an excuse to ask number 2 to get every single one of his Chaos Knights and put them on the table and then see what happens. So it is 193 power of Chaos Knights against 2 armies of approximately 128 power, so 256 in total. So the Imperial has about 1/3 more power on the table, although actually
it doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel like we're overpowered. Yeah. And the reason for that is it tied into the victory conditions. So what we're doing here, this battlefield represents an entranceway into a huge imperial complex, a city full of imperiled citizens who have been gradually fleeing through this entranceway. The 2 towers here are sort of representing the coving of a massive gate that stretches really high, higher than any Titan. And the Imperium are desperately trying to close the doors down and shut the attacking Chaos Knights out of the Hive City. But before they can do that, they need to slow them down and prevent them from crossing the enemy lines. So, if the Chaos Knights get one of their smaller engines off the table here, it will be a minor victory to the Chaos Knights. If they get one of their larger engines off, it would be a major victory. This is the last line of defense. There is very little to protect the Imperial citizenry once the Knights get beyond the Space Marines. So it would be an absolute disaster if they did. It would be an Imperium victory if that is prevented in effect. So and the door will then close down. We are going to be playing 8th edition game length rules, just to give a little bit of jeopardy as to when the gates get opened and closed. So if I recall, at the end of turn 6 we roll a dice, 3, 4, 5, 6, it continues, and then
if it's a 3, 4, 5, 6, we play it a 6th turn.
Yeah, that's it, and then it keeps on going up to maximum of
7.
7.
So it's either it's either 5, 6, or 7 turn.
Yeah, I'll explain it when we get to that point. Just to give a little bit of jeopardy. The reason why we're doing that is there is quite a long distance for the Chaos Knights to get through, so just to give that extra ability to get them off the table. I'm hoping at the end of the game there will be a few engines left, there's a few defenders left, and there's desperate scrabble to try and stop those win conditions. But we will see. It is a narrative game. We're just going to see what happens. As I said, it was a bit of an excuse to get number 2's Chaos Knight army in its entirety on the table. So we do welcome to the channel one more time, number 2. Hello, number 2.
Hello.
And then, as you've seen already, we've got number 3 here backing me up. So it's Dark Angels versus
Dark Angels and Shadows of Ultramar.
Yeah, versus Chaos Knights.
Versus Chaos
Let's
Knights.
go have a look. We won't go into too much detail regarding the armies, but we do a little sort of deployment sweep. So let's do the Chaos Knights first.
Okay, well, this is House Herpatrax, if I said that correctly, which all started off with this guy here as a bit of a modelling project during COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got carried away.
You did.
Really. Didn't really intend to have this many.
Are you really a 40k player if you don't get carried away at least once?
Exactly. All I need there is the Titan to go with them. But, yes, I'm not sure whether that would be permitted. The army is essentially the warlord here.
Yeah,
the
Demonet
on the back.
Of it.
I have paid 1 command point to give an extra warlord trait, so he has the house specific one, which does lots of horrible things. Reroll and charges and wounds and many other things.
Yeah.
And Well, he's got 2 warlock traits. He's also got the relic big gun,
Yeah.
which is like twice as good as the standard one. Everything else is just basically straight out the book.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's pretty much it. I kept
Yeah.
it simple.
Nice simple. So how many shooty war dogs have you got, and how many
There's
war dogs have you got?
Two of the shooty ones.
Yeah.
There's my 4 old ones, which are now classified as huntsmen at the front.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I've got 2 here that are, which ones are they called? They are stalkers.
Stalkers. Yeah.
They're the fancy new ones. And then there's a Moy Rex with good luck in locked at the back.
That's the Forge one.
That's the Forge one.
Yeah,
He's
cool.
just skulking around in case
Skulking around
anybody
the
deep strikes in the
Okay.
back line.
Fine. Yeah. So just much to say, non-subtle. It's coming straight down our gullet, yeah, you've got a psyker. This is your psychic type.
Yeah, this is the psychic.
Yeah, we'll talk about psychic powers as and when they get cast. Okay. Right, let's go have a look at the Imperial line. Just say this army is going to be led by the Dark Angels. They are the First Legion. And so, yeah, number 3. Do you want to talk me through your lines?
Absolutely, yeah. So, holding the barricades at the front, we have a squad of heavy intercessors. They are going to be supported and encouraged by a Primaris chaplain and by the old man himself. Now, Azrael, as we know at the time of filming, is shortly to be released
Shortly.
as he will soon be released as in a Primaris
Yes,
form.
he's going to Rubicon
so
Primaris.
who knows? This battle might be the reason.
Yeah, if he gets squashed.
Yeah.
Aren't you a little short for a space?
Yeah. That model is old enough to get a HGV license, I think, by now. He is our overall warlord, granting us +2 command points. So we start with.
Yes. Oh, I didn't mention command points. We decided then.
We're just going to go 18 aside.
Yeah.
But so we start with 20, but we spent 2, as we'll come to on the when number 1 goes through his forces. We have a unit of 2 servo strike turrets here, which have proven their mettle in many a battle. So I'm hoping that they're going to carry their weight for this one. Redemptor Dreadnought, of course, with the macro plasma cannon in the middle. We have a pair of big old tanks at the back.
Yeah.
A repulsor, which contains a squad of eradicators, and a land raider that contains a squad of Deathwing Knights. Those are both punchy powerhouse units, but they're going to be there for any of the knights that break through. They're going to be a sort of backstop. Devastated with the las cannons, who are already in range of the front line of knights, so looking forward to that light show. And then last but not least, a pair of land speeders at the back, one of the big Primaris ones and one of the more traditional ones, Avec Multi-Melter. I will take this opportunity to point out, number 1, that even though, just in case anyone's curious, we're combining our forces, so it's a Space Marine force. So rules as written, we get all our doctrines and what have you, but normally you're not allowed to have a combined force with more than 1 chapter in.
Yeah.
But because this is narrative,
Yeah.
and because we're playing 2 armies, we're going to ignore that. So we're both going to have our own stratagems, everything's going to work as it should do. We are going to have our separate chapters, so we can't use my chaplain on his Marines.
Yeah.
And but we'll have the same doctrine active at the same time.
Let's make it similar.
Make it similar. One doctrine at a time for the whole force.
I think if we're gonna, I think we're probably just to say if one of us uses, say, a stratagem, then that's used for that turn, so we don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Right. If that's it, I should talk through.
I will mention as well that being a consummate professional, I actually forgot a squad of 5 Hellblasters and left them at home.
So we're 8 power down. So we're not a complete 1/3 ahead of number 2's Chaos Knight. So if we lose miserably, then the report back to Ultramar will be the Dark Angels forgot to bring them.
Well, they didn't forget to bring them, but they got distracted at the last minute because someone said something about someone fell over, and they said, "What? Have you fallen?" And someone heard fallen, and they went.
Yeah, well, that's the thing when you're allied with the Dark Angels. Sometimes they just do weird stuff.
They are much like myself. They are quite unreliable.
Yeah. Right. So yes, my army is led by my captain. Everything in my army is pretty much WYSIWYG. So he's got a Master Power Sword and a bolt rifle. I am spending a command point to make my apothecary there a hero of the chapter, which means he gets a warlord trait, selfless healer.
Classic.
So he can basically be picking up Space Marines and healing maximum 3 wounds around him. Standard reroll hit roll or 1 bubble applies to the captain, of course, and I've got a lieutenant there with a storm shield and a bolt height pistol. So I've brought my Hellblasters. I've combat squad. No. Combat squad, and there's 5 there, 5 up here.
So we didn't want to embarrass you with our better Hellblasters.
No, exactly. But they are the assault ones, so they're not very good, possibly against knights. But there we go. That's what they are.
I'm gonna quietly take weapons from the Dark Age out of my pack of cards as well.
Yeah. So then I've got 2. Actually, I've got a squad of assault intercessors ready to lay down their lives. Charge the enemy lines just to slow them down a little bit. Intercessors up here and down there. Then I've got some aggressors, bolt storm aggressors at the back here. Some more intercessors holding that pipe. Then I've got some bites that are going to be similar with the assault marines. They're going to be charging forward, trying to slow down the enemy. I've got my dreadnought WYSIWYG there with the macro cannon, plasma cannon. What are these guys called? Number 3?
Infiltrators.
Infiltrators. So I've got 5 infiltrators there, 5 infiltrators up there, and they've got the helix thing. So number 2, the first saving throw they fail automatically reduces damage.
It becomes 0 damage. Yeah.
Just to bear in mind, don't fire your battle cannon. Okay, so I've got my...
The infiltrators, by the by, could be a surprise MVP because they have the 6s to hit always wound guns.
They do, don't they? Yeah, which is actually quite useful in this against knights.
Very neat. It's hard to pull a good wound roll against knights.
It is, yeah. So in the backfield here, I've got some suppressors, and then my some sort of big tank, big gun. What's it called?
Repulsor Executioner.
Repulsor Executioner. Thank you. I think that's it. So my chapter tactics are reroll hit rolls of 1 if you're firing a bolt weapon, and then reroll 1 hit roll as well. So that's Master Crafted chapter tactic. And Dark Angels, they get +1 hit if they're stationary.
+1 to hit if they remain stationary, and they pass all their bottle checks.
Yes.
So they can only lose the first figure from a morale test.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So yeah, so these this could be interesting. Now we've already decided that as the Chaos Knights are attacking, they will be getting first hand. So this is going to be a very squeaky bum time, I think, for the Imperial lines as an unfettered, undamaged Chaos Knight.
It's fine. The Emperor protects.
We'll be fine. As we go into Chaos Knights turn 1. Okay, here we are at the end of movement phase for turn 1 in Chaos Knights as a blare of war horns as they all come piling forward. And we are now, not much for you to say, is there number 1 or 2, just you've just piled a bit forward. So you've got a psychic phase because you have a psychic.
I have. So I am going to cast, or attempt, Winds of the Warp. Which is one of my 2. I think I can do this stuff. It has a charge value of 6.
Okay, I'm out of denial range.
I'm not though. I've got Azrael's Watcher can deny.
So what does that do? I see if you cast.
It gives him a
no, we don't.
Gives him a shrug, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, that was disappointing. In that case, if I have range,
an early command.
And the second power is out of range.
And breathe.
And so yeah, so far, done all right. Let's go on to the shooting phase. Okay, so starting off with the shooting phase, this War Dog is opening up these weapons into my bikes, and I've spent a command point on Skilled Riders, which puts it at a -1 to hit.
-1 to hit. So okay, force then.
Force
gun first.
Okay.
Roll that base. No.
It worked that skilled rider.
And then the demon breath spear. Ugh, 2 misses.
2 misses.
That's a good start.
Hooray!
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to the next engine.
That might be a bit of an early celebration, number
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's that's
Okay.
literally the first unit to shoot.
In that case, his buddy is going to
Next one.
fire at the
Aggressors. Okay.
aggressors, stubby guys. So, melter gun,
Personal.
misses.
Does it?
Demon breath spear, 1 hit.
Okay. Does your Melter Gun miss you hitting freeze on you?
Oh yeah, -1 on them.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
So the Melter Gun strength 8, so freeze to wind toughness 5.
it's 3.
Okay. Boost to wind on the demon breath.
So
So
there's basically 2.
okay, this is the
Minus
multi-melter. I've got a
4.
6 up save, so I'm going to cover that.
So
Fails.
that does D6 damage. There's
Which kills
4.
1, and then the what's the minus on the demon?
-4 again.
Again, so 6 up. No, it goes through.
It's 2.
Okay, so 1. Okay, rinse and repeat this war dog into the heavy incisors.
Melter gun hits, and the spear 2 hits.
So toughness 5.
Okay, so melter gun.
So you need a
freeze.
Yeah.
Melter gun wounds, and the demon breath spear is a strength 9. So that's still only
Yes, yeah,
So-
2
so-
saves.
2 saves at
2 saves.
-4.
So they get a 4-up invulnerable from the lion helm
Okay.
against shooting. So do you want these on
Yeah,
camera?
but this put it on the
Alright. Right, so we're looking for 4-up saves.
Okay, so each one does D6. So that's a 1 and a 2.
Right, that's one.
Oh, it's one dead.
One dead
Okay.
marine then. Okay.
Okay.
We can live with that.
Melter gun,
This is the second this war dog, same targets.
spear.
Oh!
There's
Okay.
lots of 1s appearing.
So freeze through with the Melter Gun.
No!
Wound.
Hey.
So that's your front row of
Right.
this one into
This one first.
This one into heavy
Yeah.
intercessors, okay?
Yeah, let's go with a heavy stubber, which gives me 3 hits. And
5 to wound, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Strength 4.
strength 5.
Is it?
It is strength 5.
Goodness me. So 4.
Only 1.
Okay.
No save modifier.
3 up. 2 up.
2 up.
Yeah. Okay. And then.
Okay, these are the water cannons coming in. 43 shots.
Okay, so it's 3.
9 shots, hitting on 3s. Hits coming through.
And we are strength 7, I believe.
7 for water cannons yet?
Yeah.
You'll be a 3 up.
3 up.
Well, that's 4.
4.
4 at minus
2.
40. Okay, minus 2, 3 damage.
So that puts me on 4s either way.
Yeah. That's number 2.
Thanks. 2, 3. So that's what? How much? 2 each?
3.
3 each. That's two more dead guys.
As a result of those losses, our commands have lost lookout set. So this war dog,
Here we
or
are.
whatever it is, is going to try and
Executioner.
shoot at.
Let's see if he can live up to his name.
Yeah.
Find the range with a heavy stubber shot.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze.
Which
One hit.
hits once.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze wound.
That's a wound.
AP dash.
AP dash.
2 up.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're going for our 4 D3 shots.
Water cannons. 10 shots. The cannons are hot. The target has been identified. Hitting on 3. Good.
Ooh.
8 hits. Winning on
Lorks.
3. Yeah. Oh, that's helpful. So that is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
4s
so
then.
we need 4s. That's not bad.
That's
Not bad.
fine. That's
1 point that last one.
fine.
That's cheeky.
Nah. No, no, no.
Okay, so he takes 3 wounds. Let's start with our warlord, the big knights,
Yep.
and he's going to fire his heavy stubber into this assault
Yep.
squad here, and he's going to go his what do you call it, relic gun, the Diamonas,
Mhm.
which is big and nasty, and that's going to shoot the Land Raider.
Ooh.
Do we want to pop smoke?
I think that's a good investment.
Yeah, pop smoke on that, as it sounds like it's a relatively nasty gun. So.
Yeah, it's just going to core it, isn't it, if it hits it?
Well, each time the
So his warlord trait means you can ignore all modifiers. So the smoke suddenly gets sucked back into the auto launchers, and we might do that. So the stubber doing no damage. This is the big gun into the Land Raider.
We get 2 hits. 2 hits. Strength 16.
Look, 2 wound.
2 -5.
No save and
Okay.
Hang on, who's got no save?
Land Raider.
14 damage done to the Land Raiders. Not quite
That,
destroyed.
that's
But that's only because it wasn't a great damage roll by number 2.
What's he got? 16?
16.
16, yeah.
so he's
Okay, this is the
2
Knight
hits.
into my assault marines. This is a head stubber.
2 hits. 2 wounds.
I'm recording it. I'll get a 3 up saves. What's this cocked?
Yeah, okay.
So
6.
Volkite Combustor.
Volkite Combustor.
Okay.
So it does. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, an unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 3 mortal wounds on the target. Okay, so let's hit first.
Yeah.
Okay,
You've got 1.
5 hits. Strength 10.
2s?
2s.
2s are looking restricted.
2
Oh,
60s.
Okay, -1, so 4 up saves. Fail 1. Okay, 4 assault intercessors are slain.
Okay, Tyrant.
Knight's Tyrant next.
Right, we're going to do a bit of splitting of fire.
Okay.
I am going to.
I'm going to smoke up the Land Raider this time because I think this volcano cannon, whether it hits or misses, is going to matter more than any other roll you make with it.
Okay, so smoke
Okay.
being popped on a Land Raider.
Yeah.
This is because the volcano cannons
Yeah.
speak against it. So is that you doing first?
Should we do that first? Let's do
Yeah.
that first.
Let's do that first.
Let's do that first.
That'll have a
Okay,
big-
so what is that? It gives me D3 shots.
Yeah.
2 shots. Okay, so I'm hitting on 4.
Yeah.
1.
1.
Okay, I am strength 16.
2.
Yeah! Oh, spend a command point on that.
What?
Command point
You got another
reroll.
one.
Yay! That's -5.
Minus
And
5.
it does.
That's just.
9 wounds.
That'll do it. No. Right, now. Nice then. So every one is a dead Terminator.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh, right, okay.
See, what are those sergeants he goes into?
He has to have a worse weapon.
Okay, well, he just made sure he's.
The knight's got out first. What a
Okay, the auto cannons from the rear war dog are going to go into the bikes. It fires 6 times. They're still -1 to hit because of skilled riders. So 3 hits and 2 wounds, and that destroys the bike. And then the stubber into the intercessors, which slays one. Okay, heavy stubber and one of the Gatling cannons into Azrael. The second Gatling cannon into the assault intercessors, and then the rocket pod into the dreadnought. So the stubber doesn't wound. 12 dice coming into Azrael. And he hits 9 times, wounding on 4s because he's a member of the inner circle. And look at that! Only 1 wounds. The Emperor protects. 4 up, invulnerable save from the Helm of the Lion. That fails. There's a CP reroll being used. And that succeeds. Azrael walks through fire. The second Gatling cannon into the assault intercessors, and 2 more are slain. And then the pod into the dreadnought. which does 2 damage, reduced to 1 due to Duty Eternal. Only got 1 more engine to shoot. Okay, so only 1 more engine to speak, which is a battle cannon wielding knight in the backfield, and it's going to put its rocket pod into the Dark Angel's Dreadnought. The battle cannon's going into the Thunderstrike Storm Speeder, and that does that 3 damage goes to 2 duty internal. So unfortunately tried to hide the speeder from line of sight, but there is definitely a bead that the knight can draw. So there's a lot of barrel cannons coming into the Thunderstrike Storm Speeder. Unfortunately, we can't use skilled riders because I used it on my knights. My bikes. So that is 8 coming in. 8 hits, wounding on 3s, strength 8, toughness 6. And that is 4 wounds at -2, so 5 up saves. 2 get through, so that is 6 damage caused to the Storm Speeder, but it is still flying at least. And as the smoke clears, that is the end of a powerful shooting phase from the Chaos Knights, as we knew it would be. I think Azrael will be pleased that he survived a load of Gatling cannons, but he put his faith in the Lion Helm, and he has been rewarded. So there is now a charge phase. So with a blare of war horns, the lead war dogs charge in, and I'm going to be overwatching with my aggressors, Flamestorm aggressors, and I get 6 wounds come through, which is a 3 up save, and 2 wounds are caused to one of the war dogs. That is the first damage caused to the Chaos Knight army. So 1 more dog making it in against the infiltrators, and at the end of the charge phase, 2 more war dogs coming into the Flamestorm aggressors and the heavy intercessors, but one of the war dogs failed the charge against my assault intercessors. So activating this knight first against my infiltrators. Number 2 using the strike attack. It only gets 2 hits. Command point reroll being used. So gets 3 hits. Twos to wound against toughness 4. Double 1. And the 4 used. So only 1 damage gets through, and so the Helix Gauntlet just automatically saves it. So no damage caused. Now, 2 command points being used to interrupt here with my Flamestorm aggressors. So they're hitting on 4s with their unwieldy fists. Unyielding Rage being used against number 2, so that reduces the incoming damage by 1. So I only get 2 wounds, strength 8, toughness 3. -3, 6 up saves. So that would have been 4 damage, but goes down to 2 because of that stratagem being used. So that war dog strikes back with the strike attack, and 4 wounds get through, and that squad is destroyed. But only 1 wound is caused against the heavy intercessors at -4 flat 3, just slays one of the heavy intercessors. No damage caused by my infiltrators back at that night, and neither is any damage caused by the heavy intercessor either. So, and that knight then moves 3 inches towards the nearest enemy model in its consolidation move. So I have a morale test to make with my assault intercessors. They've lost 7, and that is a definite fail. So 1 succumbs to his wounds, but the other 2 stay in the fight. And that is the end of turn 1 for the Chaos Knights. It felt painful, but it could have been worse. We've still got a tank in the backfield. Let's go to Space Marines turn 1. Okay, here we are at the end of the movement and command phase for the Space Marines in turn 1. There's been a counter thrust to support our front lines and to support Azrael. So the Dark Angels moving up to support their leader. Oh, I didn't move my assault intercessor, so there you go, 6 inches towards the nearest enemy engine. Right. Azrael puts a reroll hit roll order from his onto the Dreadnought. And then the chaplain will do Catechism of Fire on a 3-up. And that goes off, and that is +1 wound if you attack the nearest target. So my bikes have come around to sort of screen off, protect the Fire Strike turbo turrets. And my infiltrators have fallen out of combat because they won't last too long against that chaos killing machine. Doesn't mean that they won't be able to fire. So I think we're going to keep destroying the nearest enemy knights, try and keep pushing back the lines away from this gate. So I have a psychic phase, so my Phobos Librarian will cast Tenebrous Curse against that nearest knight. And that's a perils, so command point reroll. But it failed, but at least it wasn't a second peril. So hallucination, same target. That does go off on a 6, so that knight is at -1 to hit. Right, that's the end of my psychic phase. Let's go into the shooting phase. Okay, the Dark Angel Executioner putting everything apart from the las cannons into that knight, and the las cannons into the rear auto cannon knight at the back. Number 2 has played Diabolic Bulwark, which increases that front knight's invulnerable save by 1, so it's got 4-up invulnerable save. So Storm Bolters do no damage, but this is the Gatling cannon coming in, and the heavy Iron's Hail Stubber. So 2's to hit because it's a Dark Angel, it's not moved. And 6 wounds getting through, and only 2 are saved, so that's 4 damage to that front knight. And then the las cannons into the auto cannon knight at the back, hitting on 2's because you're Dark Angels, and then 3's to wound. 2 more wounds caused, but they ping off the invulnerable saves, 5-up invulnerable saves. So Devastators in the back bunker into the twin auto 2 Gatling cannon paladin, and they hit 4 times. Strength 9 toughness 8, 3's to wound. 4 6s, look at that roll. So 4 5-up invulnerable saves. And number 2 saves 3 of them, so only 1 gets through, and it's just 2 damage in the end. So Devastator, command point to fire one of the Devastators again.
Okay, so it hits. This is the last cannons are wounding on freeze. Another wound coming in. Another 5-up invulnerable save, which he passes. Number 2, rolling hot. So my my big cannon is gonna put his gun into the same target. And re-roll that one with Master Artisans. This is the laser destroyer. And then wounding on freeze. So I'm going to command point re-roll that 2. So 2 more wounds coming through. 2 5-up saves, and they 2 more 5-up invulnerable saves made. A couple of more wounds caused by the small arms from my tank into that lead knight there. So that's that finished firing. Moving on to my suppressors, they're going to attack the knight that's hallucinating. And I'm hitting on freeze, and I've only got 2 hits, but I can reroll 1 for Master Artisans. Still only 2 hits. Strength 7, toughness 7, falls, and no wounds caused. So the fire strike turrets into the paladin again. Let's see if we can take down one of these big knights. Twos to hit because of Dark Angel. Oh, because it's 2 to hit anyway. So that's good. Freeze to wound. That's 6 wounds. Let's get through. 6 more 5-up saves. And he passes another 4 of them, only 2 getting through. How many 5-up invulnerable saves have been saved? But that is 9 damage at least, so that's a good solid hit. Okay, then the plasma cannon going into the same target, and the small arms for the rest of the dread into that hallucinating knight.
Okay, so
I'm just going to spray him with bolters.
yeah, this intercessor squad are going to try and finish this knight. They're hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, and then rerolling 1 because the Master Artisan. And then they're wounding on 5. That is 3 at -1. Got him?
Yes.
We have an engine down!
Hmm.
Okay, Spiteful Demise being used if it means automatically raise up. Boom. Is it D3?
Shake the room.
D3 within 6 inches.
So it's going to be my bite and the Dreadnought.
Okay, Dreadnought takes.
The
The bikes take.
Ooh.
11 wounds left on that Dreadnought. Okay.
Chaplain absorb.
Okay, these infiltrators into this knight here, they're hitting on 3s. I can reroll 1 hit roll for Master Artisan, so the rest all would hit 5s. Except 3 -1 saves.
They're not. They're dash.
Oh, 2 still get through then. Okay, Outlasters here. Into this dude. Hitting on 3s, I'm not overcharging him. And a single wound is clinked off that knight. Yeah, so this Dreadnought is going to put his battle cannon into the big knight there, the rest of it into this dude here. So, let's do the big cannon, heavy d6, 5 shots.
Oh, nice.
He's hitting on 3s. I know, he can benefit from his own bubble, I forgot about that. I can reroll 1 because of Master Artisan, still misses. I think his strength
8.
8, they're 4s. 2, going to be on your vulnerable. And 1, so that's d6. 2 again. Every little helps. I'll do the rest off camera. No damage caused, unfortunately. Right, so I've pretty much done everything. I haven't done this intercessor squad. Yeah, so there's combat squad into this knight. Yeah, 3s. No, 3s to hit. Reroll 1s because of hot weapons. I can reroll 1 because of Master Artisan. And 2 gets through. What's that left on?
7 left.
7 left. baby
speeder.
speeder into the nearest.
So
knight.
4s.
Multi-mountains.
That's 1 hit. Strength is 8, so 3 to wounds. Doesn't wound.
Do you not get a reroll from being next to?
It's not a core unit.
You know.
No.
Really? I thought they would have only had
4s.
Assault cannon, you know, 4s.
Strength 6, so 5s. 2 saves minus 2.
Gets through.
Gets through.
Okay, overcharge into
The big guy, and then sorry, for declaration purposes. So then he's going to fire all his other guns. So his storm bolters, his Gatling cannon, and his rocket launcher at that little knight there. Just the big gun he's firing at the big knight. 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s, but re-rolling 1s and 2s.
Azrael pointed at him.
That's fine. Azrael reminded him, well, he's done to wake up basically.
Yeah.
Strength 9, so 3s to wound, but it's 2s because of Catechism of Fire. Hang on. Roller coaster.
Yeah.
Wounding on 3s.
3s. He's not near his target, so he's the capture.
Yeah.
Oh no! He's got very nice.
We have, yeah.
one.
So a single one at -5, but it's on your iron shield. Oh, that's not a happy face. Neither is that. So that is that's a flat 4 damage. How much does he go?
And that knight is destroyed by the small arms and the Icarus rocket pod, finishing it off
Right in the
in
face.
your face. That's okay. 2 engines down.
Distractions.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So Storm Speeder now trying to continue damaging this middle big knight. So,
Right. The bad news is the Storm Speeder is bracketed.
yes.
So he's on BS3 and he advanced, so he's on 4s to hit.
Okay.
So Storm 3 missile, single attack, 4 to hits. Misses. The Twin Icarus rocket pod, 2d3 attacks. On 4s. That's 2 hits, strength 7, so 5s to wounds. No wounds, and then the last Talon, 4s to hits, strength 9, so 3 to wound. That is 1 save at -4, sir.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
5 damage.
Nice, good hit.
Let's re-roll that 1. Let's get a 2. There we go, D3 mortals.
Yeah, so that's which heavy bolt was 5 that? Oh yeah, okay. With the Hellfire shell for 1.
1 mortal wound.
So he's down to 4. Yeah. 4 left.
I am all.
Yeah, let's see if we can find the gun. So this squad into the big knight, hitting on 2. We run one to the captain. And I can reroll 1 for Master Artisans. So
Oh, right, okay.
I said 2 to think I meant 3, but that's the correct. These are hits. These are
Yeah.
6s to wound. Unfortunately, that's a hit on 3
Ooh, dear.
-1 saves. 1 gets through.
1 gets through.
Okay. Okay, second squad up on the ruins up there, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, rerolling 1 miss. Okay, 9 hits, 6s to wound. 2 more at -1.
1 goes through.
I'm
Blast
gonna
him to
overcharge
hell with his
I'm gonna
hell
overcharge
blasters.
everything.
And
So-
wounds.
I have in my wargaming career rolled badly quite often, but that was bad.
Was that a single wound got through?
Yeah.
For 2 damage?
So 2 damage. So I caused 2 damage
Jesus
to that
Christ.
knight, and then I blew up with the re-rolls 3 of my Hellblasters. 3 wounds.
Or assault assistants?
Right, so at the end of that shooting phase, really, well, it could have been very good had number 3 not failed a few of those saves. But that was a really poor shooting phase. But I'm going to be declaring in the charge phase this, but not into this knight.
Oh, well, I might as well follow your example then. I need a 12.
I think my bikers might be out of range. I'm just going to see. They're going to probably need a double 6. And yeah, sort of intercessors into this dude. They might as well try and do what they
You know you're playing 40k with that robot's got a chainsaw.
yeah. Right, let's do the dreadnought first. I haven't actually measured it yet. It's going to need to be. That's double 6.
Wow!
Okay, it was a double 6 charge, so that's unfortunately dreadnought is staying where he is. But the other charges, apart from my bikes, they didn't get in. But I'm going to activate the dreadnought first, I think.
Of the 3s.
Right, 5 attacks with shock assault. Hit on 3s. Yeah.
You can do. Oh, I should have
I'm
done.
not rolling very well.
Should have done
today.
Wisdom of the Ancients.
Yeah, should have done. 2 to wound with his massive fist.
Punchy fist.
Yeah,
Minus-
gonna kill it.
-3.
-3. I've got 6 up save.
I've got 6.
Is it fat 3 this thing?
No.
D3.
D3 plus 3.
Ooh, yeah, I think he's gonna.
Brutal.
So that's 6 plus 9, 10 damage.
Crunch.
Hit it. Does it go bang? No.
Oh.
This knight is now interrupting my 2 remaining intercessors. He'll with the sweep attack. Okay.
Ooh, little deer.
Oh, okay.
3.
3,
It's
yes.
not going to be enough to kill them.
Is it not?
No. Okay.
D4?
2.
Save
-3.
I get 6 up saves. No.
No, it's 2 damage.
Oh, you kill him.
I kill 1.
Oh, 2 damage in total.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yes, you kill 1. There we go. And unfortunately, no damage. Done back. 2 wounds caused saved. And that is the end, I think. Turn 1. Battle round 1. Oh my god.
They will-
It will speed up.
They will pick up pace now.
Because it is definitely pizza o'clock. And I need to have a sit down and lie down in a darkened room while I weep over my hellblasters. Yeah.
Well, yours did better than mine did.
Yeah.
Okay, and here we are at the end of the command, movement, and psychic phases for the Chaos Knight in turn 2. That heroic sergeant in the Intercessor squad, creating a bit of a bottleneck. So you manage to get your psychic power winds of the warp off in relation to your psychic knight, which gives him a 5-up shrug. That knight has stayed into combat. With the sergeant, as I said, which has created a bit of a bottleneck as the other knights try to shuffle round and steadily advance towards the gate. Right, so let's go on to the shooting phase. Okay, and now the Dark Angel's Repulsor is being attacked. 6-up save coming in. Which is failed, and the repulsor is destroyed. Do the eradicators get out? 1 fails to get out. Okay, moving on at number 2, continuing with his tyrant, trying to take out the last heavy intercessor and attacking the land speeder, which is destroyed. And now here are the small arms going into the heavy intercessor. And he is slain. Okay, this war dog is now attacking the outriders. And 1 is destroyed. Moving on, now is the knight attacking my Redemptor Dreadnought. And now the Fire Strike turrets are wiped out by a quivering barrage from the Chaos Knights. Spitting fire attacking my Dreadnought and the Hell Blasters. This is against the Hell Blasters on the Gatling Cannon. and 2 are destroyed.
Okay, we didn't get it on camera, but the old pod didn't do any damage to the dreadnought, but the autocannon one?
Yep.
Yeah, just did 8 damage to it because I roll higher than 3 in the game. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Morale checks at the end of turn 2 for the Chaos Knights, and the Space Marines hold firm. Let's go into turn 2 for the Space Marines. Okay, here we are at the end of movement and command phase for the Space Marines in turn 2. The line is holding the Dark Ages characters, and the Dreadnought holding the middle with the Speeder, and the Eradicators moving forward. The last Outrider charging towards the enemy, and then my tank shuffling forward, and it's going to try and finish off the weakened largest Paladin Knight, the one with the twin autocannons. Yes, and so my infiltrators are moving up, and there will be hallucinogen cast against the nearest knight. That fails, and now there will be a smite which succeeds. D3 mortal wounds causing 2 to that autocannon knight. Okay, the big knight is putting everything into the twin Gatling cannon big auto knight. So this is the laser destructor. It gets 2 hits. I can re-roll. Well, I can use a command point re-roll on that failed wound. 2 wounds get through. 2 failed saves. This is 2d3 plus 6 damage. So that is 10 damage in total caused against that knight. Rest of the small arms fire going in. Same target. This is the Iron Hell Heavy Stubbers. And 4 wounds getting through. And the knight is destroyed. So that was it was the Gatling cannon, that's not the Iron House Heavy Stubbers. Right. Small arms now going into the nearest knight, trying to keep pushing back these knights, destroying the nearest target. And I can reroll 1 hit and any 1s. 5 to wound, strength 4 to 7, 3 wounds getting through. And that knight is also destroyed. Number 2, doing an auto-destruct stratagem, which then puts mortal wounds on the dreadnought, putting it down to 1 wound. Small arms coming in from my infiltrators into the nearest autocannon war dog. Reroll 1 miss, winning on 5s. It's 4. And 3 get through because we were in the tactical doctrine. Hellblast is now rinse and repeating. I can reroll 1 miss from Master Artisans. Doesn't help, and these are 5s to wound. 3 more wounds getting through. And another 2 failed. Small arms in the backfield. Reroll 1s because of bolter fuselage, and 5s to wound. Unfortunately, no wounds.
First 3.
Yeah, in against the knight.
6 attacks.
Injured. The small one.
So we're hitting on 3.
Oh dear.
No, he's got no rerolls. So that's 2 wound 4s. Wound at minus. Minus 1 or minus. Here we go.
That's
Make it anyway. Missile misses.
Oh,
and
no.
the last
Come on, that's cannon.
Talon,
Talon.
1 hit, 1 miss. So strength 9. So 3 to wounds. That's minus.
He's off the iron shield. Right.
Right. Left is my blinky weapon.
Azrael into the wall of action. Okay. They all hit.
So red looking for 4s and blue's looking for 6s.
Okay.
So 1 plasma through minus 3.
On what you see.
This is your.
Okay. 2 damage.
Okay. Suppressors. Got a target-rich environment. Still try and destroy this. This is their suppressor water. I can reroll 1. Miss. 8 when you're on 4s. I take damage, so that's leaking oil from chaos gases. Okay. Go big or go overcharge into that wounded things. One at a time.
Go big or go. Happy days.
4 wounds. Yeah. That's a good actually. And you get 3, but that's enough. You need your invulnerable saves. That's got him. Yeah, does he blow? Do the small arms fire off. So I managed to do 4 wounds that night with the from
What's
the
he got left?
13. But unfortunately, because of his warlord trait, he doesn't degrade, which is a real pain. But there we are. We are left. I think that's the end of our shooting phase. I've got my charging into that thing over there.
He's going to charge the warlock. He's going to
Oh, he manages to get him through with the autocan, so 5 up or death. That's a 2. He dies. Despite we were fancying our luck, the Dreadnought doesn't get in combat, so that'll be the end of the Space Man 2. Okay, we're holding the lines so far, but I think this turn is really out.
Yeah, the line's in a sort of.
Oh, by the way, this is not a dead pile.
Yeah.
It's not reinforced. So let's go into turn 3 for the. Here we are at the end of the command and movement phase for the Chaos Knights. In turn 3, there's a massive aggressive push deep, well, fairly deep into the Imperial Knights. There's still got a little way to go, but there's not so many assets protecting. Yeah, so mostly on this flank now, which might mean that some of my units on this side are going to be less effective as the game progresses. We shall see. So that is a busy looking battlefield, right? Oops. It's all going to kick off, yes, and I think this is outs time for this flank.
Yeah.
You've got a psychic phase though, first, number 2.
First thing I am going to send is the Winds of the Warp.
Yep. Is this your shrug thing, is it?
And that works.
Goes off,
Right,
yeah.
hang on. I'm going to try and revive this time.
The Watcher is denying
Yeah,
it.
denied.
Denied.
Good work, Watcher. Okay, coruscating hate on the unit on top of the ruins there.
There we go.
Goes off, so D3 mortal wounds.
Mortal wounds.
Injures 1.
And then
And some mortal wounds splash down within 6 inches. Okay. That's in your psychic phase. Demon breath on this knight, trying to take out the Dreadnought.
2 hits.
3 hits.
Strength of 9.
So 3s.
Uh-oh. And I think that's you dead.
Yeah, that's a dead door. So-
Half range, so it would be D6 plus 2 damage.
Yes, he's got one.
Does he go boom?
No, he doesn't. Number 2, 3. Does he? No, good. This knight into the everything
Everything he's got into the.
Deathwing knight. Okay, so what are you doing first?
Starting with 9 hidden stomach shots.
So 17 battle cannon rounds going into the Deathwing knights.
So not to make them
When you're on force, because they are
That's what
Deathwing.
they say.
in a circle.
Yeah, 3 up save.
So 1 goes in. How much damage? D6, isn't it? 3.
Yeah, it's going to kill 1. Okay. This knight, heavy autocannons into my barrel blasters. 8 shots. Stubborn's done nothing. So 4 up saves. Oh no, that's 2 dead, isn't it? This knight then open up onto the last remaining Hell Blaster and the Avenger Chain Cannon, cutting him down. So the Moirax Twin Lightning locks into the 2 remaining knights. Yeah, so 1 wound cause. They've got a 2 up save. Even at -1. The Warlord has just fired his stubbers at Azrael, did no damage, and is now putting everything into my tank. I can't pop smoke because there's no point with your Warlord trait. So 3 hits, 2 wounds. I don't get a save. 24 damage caused. Does it go? Kablooey. No, we've not had any. So that was this night, wasn't it? Yes, he's just destroyed one of the intercessors on the gantry. Okay, Volcano Lance from the final tyrant into land speeder.
Your skilled riders.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already rolled his hits, so no, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
2 wounds. It's -5, but you've got
5 up.
Yeah.
1 goes in. How much damage?
Enough.
14.
14. It gets shot out of the sky, and then the rest of the weapons are going into the knights.
Yeah,
Definitely knights.
So I get.
And as the dust settles, there's only 1 knight, definitely knight, with a wound. Yeah.
Another one got slimed.
Things are looking bleak. Okay, so you've got. Is that the end of your shooting phase?
That is the end of mine.
So
Goodness flash.
Shooting.
you have a charge phase. Knight crashed into the chaplain, and Azrael has heroically intervened. And
Fear not, brothers!
what's the name of this one? Your Warlord?
What's it called? The Desecrator.
Desecrator, easily making it into the intercessor lines here. So you spent a command point on break the lines, extra attack.
Extra attack. So
Oh, find the chaplain.
Mm.
Oh, I see.
So splitting attack, trying to take them both out. 4 attacks against the chaplain, hit them twice.
hang on. 3 hits.
Okay, reroll.
Chaplain.
Got all rerolls for that one.
Okay, I am hitting you on strength 10.
2s.
2s.
Yeah.
Which is
-4 up. Rosario saves.
Oh, nice.
And the Emperor's Aegis
Okay.
protects.
my 2 attacks. Double that.
Okay, 2 hits.
2 hits.
2 wounds coming in as well.
Well, 4 up Iron Halo save. Oh, make 1 fail on, so what's the damage?
No!
Command point reroll.
So we need a 4 up
4
for
up.
Iron Halo. Yes.
He's not crossing the Rubicon Primaris just yet. Okay, sweep attack coming in from the knight. I've played.
And don't forget to claim +1 heavy cover as well.
Yeah. If they survive. So you're hitting on 2s, were you? Wow. Okay, because I did transhuman on them. They're now winning on 4s. Otherwise it would have been 2s. Okay.
All that is light shall be cast in darkness.
And even with the best attempts by the apothecary, unfortunately that was a squad slain.
Catch all the flying limbs.
Okay, so Azrael's attacks back. It's 5 times. Jump 6.
So wounding on 5s, but crucially 6s do a mortal wound on top.
Oh,
Ugh.
there's 1 wound.
One wound at -4, which is
Okay, so the 2 Dark Angels characters doing 5 wounds back in return. And that would be the end of the Chaos Knights turn 3.
do we need to do morale?
Definitely. Yeah, no issues with
Let's go.
morale. Let's go into turn 3.
Imperial turn.
Okay, and here we are at the end of the command and movement phases for the Space Marines in turn 3. Not much movement to speak of. I've spent the command point on guerrilla tactics to put my infiltrators off the edge of the table and hopefully put them back this part of the table to put some more bodies in front of the knights as they push hard down this flank. Yeah, so it's all about a matter of, I think, slowing them down and destroying the front two knights as best we can. I've got my my characters poised to try and take out the knights, hopefully once we've weakened them with our small arms fire, just keeping destroying the nearest knights and then pushing them back and hoping that the gate closes before the rest of the enemy army can pour through. Right, so I have a psychic phase, so that will kick off with hallucinogen against the battle cannon knight, and that goes off, so that is at -1 to hit, and then followed up by a smite to the nearest enemy, visible enemy unit, and that does 3 mortal wounds against that hell dog, war dog there. Right, I'm going to do all the small arms fire off camera. Literally everything is going to go into the big knight. Let's see if we can pink it off, his final wounds off. But I'm going to start with the hell blasters. They're going to put everything into him, and they are overcharging and rerolling ones because of the captain. Sorry, not overcharging, so no wounds went through. There's no point because it's toughness 8. Now the aggressors and everybody else managed to put that knight down to 2 wounds. Now we have the pistols from the Dark Angels officers into combat, and hitting on 2s, and 3 wounds being caused against the knight that they're in combat with, and number 2 makes all his saves. Right, moving on now then to the Dark Angels Eradicators. They're putting their heavy melter rifles into the lead knight, and they are putting hitting on 3s. Four hits, wounding on 4, toughness 8, 2 wounds getting through, but unfortunately number 2 making his clutch iron shield saves and no damage being caused. Okay, this is attack by the knight against the Dark Angels Chapter Master. This is a damage, and it's enough to remove Azrael from play. And this is a second attack. So this is my lieutenant. He makes the saves. So now my captain has to step forward in combat with the knight, and he gets 1 wound. That is saved. So this is, sorry, now it's a lieutenant. That was the apothecary to begin with, and he doesn't make the save. So I get 2 wounds through, and that's enough to destroy that knight, which is our first, I think our first big casualty, second big casualty. Right, I didn't mention all the small arms fire put that knight down to 2 wounds, so just 2 wounds getting through, which was enough to destroy it. So 3 wounds called to the chaplain, but he's still on it as he swings his Arius, or whatever the hell they got. Crucius sock on. Yep.
4 hits, 5 to wounds. That's a single wound.
And that's it for turn 3. No, but do you know what? Every time we take out one of those big, I feel slightly better out the game. But we've got an undamaged type, we're not Psyker.
Not totally undamaged, is it? No. His data sheet is undamaged.
He's taken 3 mortals.
Oh, 3? Oh, okay. That's alright.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got
Battle cannon and the tyrant.
undamaged.
Tyrant's taken 2.
Unbelievable.
Right, so Chaos Knights turn 4. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 4. Well, the movement phase and the psychic phase for the Chaos Knights in turn 4. You put Wings of the Warp back on this dude to give him a 5-up shrug, and he's just smited nearest visible enemy unit. I think it's equidistant between the captain and the intercessor, so number 2 has selected the captain. He's done 2 mortal wounds. I can't deny it, but the apothecary could possibly save his life. I need a 6. Oh, thought I saw it then. No, he is slain.
Smitoon.
Okay, I suppose you want to do some shooting.
Right, I want to do some shooting. I'm going to start with my Abominant.
Yeah, so the stubbor's done nothing. The combustor is going to go into the intercessors up there, and you hit 4 times.
Ooh, that's 3 mortal wounds.
Great.
So 6.
Leaving an injured intercessor up there. Moirax into the Hellblasters.
Misses.
Okay, 7 4-up saves. 1 fails.
1.
Just 1. Let's see if the apothecary says no. No, he did it.
You've got any hits
Huntsman into combat.
and wounds.
As wounds, you're going to need your Rosaria save or death.
No, he's melted.
Dead.
So, yeah, you're going to put everything into these guys.
Yeah.
We're going to transhuman them.
We sure are.
So we're down to 2 command points. I can find the number 2.
9. Okay. I'm going to fire 9 heavy gunshots first.
Okay. So 14 shots coming in from the battle cannons after the missile pod did no damage. Neither did the stubbers. Hitting on 4s because the pilot is being all Slaneshi in his cockpit.
That's
Wounding on 4s because of transhuman. That's helped.
That's good.
That's helped. I need 2 getting through.
2 saves at minus how much? Minus 2. Minus 2. So 5s.
I've got 2 of these
No.
ones. If they did.
So what's the damage?
3 damage.
3 each. Yikes. So we will do the multi-motor this time.
Okay, so the executioner into the
Oh,
These
can I
dudes?
flame cover off the barracks?
5 up for
5
death.
again, 5 or death.
Yes!
That's better. Well done, lads.
Okay, this one into these guys. Okay, no damage done because of the helix. Right. Who else you got? Who else you got?
Short range missile. I'll just
Yeah.
popped off his back.
Jumps out.
2.
Throws it at him.
2 minus 4
Don't get a save.
d6 damage. Does 1.
I could still be cheeky if I roll a 6. Come on. No.
Okay.
Popping out as into left hand. Hits 4 times. 2 to wounds.
3.
I have a 4-up invulnerable with my storm shield. 2 get through though.
2 get through. Okay.
Is that 2d6 damage? The leadership, Space Marine leadership is being cut down. That's the lieutenant gone. So what was that weapon? Volcano cannon launch just annihilated the last 2. I think the Eradicators, and I think the Dark Angels have quit the field.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And shoulder cannons.
So they've got toughness 5. So this is the shoulder cannons. That many hits.
3 to wound.
And after some not very good saving throws, the aggressors are shot down, and the Imperial lines are in disarray.
Yeah.
The charge phase.
The Abominant is hoping to roll high because he wants to hop over the height.
Yeah.
And charge you around the back.
Okay.
He's just going to go for a straightforward.
Yeah. Okay.
Height. Sort of thing.
That's not much point in everyone. No. Okay.
Okay.
Knock yourself out.
So let's see if I can get a good dice roll here. It's a 7.
That's a fail because of the need to get that quite large base over the pipe. It's actually quite tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
This one should be.
Yeah, that's in. Yeah. Okay, let's start over here. The librarian is not interrupting. And the slaughter claw doing what it's designed to do, killing 4 marines. Right, you want to move over here for the second charge?
5.
And he only hits once.
Oh, okay.
He's got some big.
He doesn't
doesn't even wound.
Oh dear.
Yes, and no damage done in return. So that is the end of turn 4 for the knights, and there is little resistance left. But let's go into turn 4 for the Space Marines.
There is resistance.
But really not much movement happening, if at all, for our phase. So we're sticking in the tactical doctrine. We're up to 3 command points, and the infiltrators have gone through the access tunnels and find their way back up. This to give them more bodies in that direction. So I'm going to smite this knight here. Oh no, he won't. He fails, and then I shall hallucinate him, and that succeeds. So he is. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, I put the hallucination on this knight instead. So that's my psychic phase over. Now let's do some short shooting. Done these 2 squads. They've opened up into this one. There's 2 wounds left on that knight. I'm going to see if my suppressors are going to finish him off. So hitting on 3s, I can reroll 1 because of the Master Artisans. And this is strength 7. So that is 5 even, minus 1 saves, but flat 2. So I've got him. Blow up. Yes! Okay, these 2 are going to overcharge into this injured one here. So first Marine doesn't die, second Marine doesn't die, they all hit. And these are strength, these are 4s now. Yeah, 2. Need 2 vulnerable saves. Made 1, so take flat 2. 4 minus 1s from these dudes. Oh, I don't know what quite get him. How many has he got left? Oh, I got him.
Yeah.
Another engine down. We're down to. Doesn't laugh. Right, I'm gonna send my librarian in to combat up there. But that's it for charges. So yeah, he makes it. So come around there. So he's got 5 attacks with sharp assault, hitting on 3s. 3 hits. I've got strength 5, so 5's to wound. And I get 1, that's at minus 3. D3 damage, 3. He's going to split his attacks to each. Hits once. I got 6 up on him. That's a fail. Librarian, 1 hit. Ah. Oh. So I do have a 6 up save. No. 5. You kill him. Whoops. And that's the end of turn 4 for the Space Marines. Right, at the end of movement phase, this is turn 5 for the Knights. They are very close to their objective, but they're not quite there yet. So there is a possibility that the gate could close. But let's see, you've got a psychic phase.
Okay, let's start psychic phase. We're doing our Winds of the Warp.
Yeah.
Still doesn't.
Still doesn't work. Although I think he's not. We're not going to kill him.
Let's go for smites.
Yeah.
The unit infantry.
Okay. Yeah. 3 more to wound. Morax into the remaining. Uh-oh. So 10 wounds getting through 3 up save, and they are cut down. So heavy stubbers, everything from this knight into this squad save. Yeah, are saved. Now the battle cannons.
Let's do the rocket
Okay, rockets.
first.
2 hits.
Yes.
8 wounds.
Can't get any shots.
Okay, battle cannons 4 saves. Oh goodness. Okay, kill 1. Okay. Let's this guy into the same squad.
Yeah, same squad.
He's on 5s.
3.
So 4 up saves. That's going to kill one. So then this knight into these dudes. I've transhumaned one more time.
Doesn't.
That's one
It
wound.
does one wound. Yeah.
And I save.
Saves that.
Yep.
And then thing.
Oh.
It's 5 hits. 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah. And 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 saves. And
So 3 ups from the non-mortal wounds. So I save. So I just take 3 mortal wounds, which is going to kill him and him. Yeah.
2.
So this is this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
5 shots.
5 shots. Now forced to win because I'm still transhumaned.
Okay, and get 2 hits. 1
wound. Failed. How much damage? Oh, actually, then it will go into my helix for the first time.
Okay.
Because the rest have been mortal wounds.
Okay, so that was nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Got a penny lance against suppressors. Only 1 hit.
1 hit.
Save 9. I don't get a save, so it's going to vaporize 1. Okay.
Okay, then my plasma.
Okay. 6 up saves. No, they're all dead. Everyone's dead, Dave. Is that the end of your shooting phase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, engagement range up to 5.
Yeah, I
and
thought it was.
yeah, so that's going to be an auto win. Bonk.
Okay.
Don't forget to defend.
I've set. So this very Slaneshi combat whippy scourge.
Okay, so
I've transhumaned. I don't think it's going to make much difference.
okay,
But your
so
4s.
4s. In that case, 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 up. Oh, 2 get through.
3 damage.
Kills them. Okay, and you can consolidate 3 inches.
No, so
To be towards the nearest model.
which is.
Oh yeah, so you won't, yeah.
Which is him. He's a no.
That's one Marine holding the.
On my turn 5, I'm not going to destroy any more engines, so I don't think it's probably worth rolling the dice. But what we can do is declare that at the end of my turn 5, the gate comes down on a 1-2. Correct?
Yes.
So actually, bizarrely, the Imperium will win on a 1 on 2.
Yeah, but you say bizarre, but we've held their lines back long enough.
Yeah.
We have knocked a couple of knights off,
Indeed.
and obviously kept the waves of attack back long enough.
Yeah, so if it goes into turn 6, it's going to be a major victory for the Forces of Chaos. So let's have a look what Zinch says about Slanesh winning. There we go.
Says,
Command reroll.
That is an Empiric victory as the gates come down. The blood of so many heroes has been shed to protect this city, but the
Imperial
knights,
dead are blocking the way.
exactly, the knights scream their howls in frustration as they are prevented from entering the city.
Come and knock on the door with a volcano.
Yeah, they're going to have to come back and get I think a Reaver Knight number 2 should be on the shopping list. So,
Don't encourage you.
so, wow. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. That was precisely what I was hoping to happen in this game. That it was getting down to the last dice roll. Unlucky number 2. That felt like
It happens.
That was
it happens. That was hard.
They weren't the front rank of knights, so actually we did do work
Yeah,
to hold back the.
yeah.
And if there weren't so many stubborn bumps
Mm.
along the way, they might have made it.
They might have made it. That was, it's just, it's a dice game, and yeah, 3 up it would have been a major victory as multiple large, virtually undamaged knights come into the populace and start slaughtering their way for the refugees. So that would have, that was a clinch moment, but the Imperium of Man have just about held the line somehow.
Yeah, by sacrificing the lives of.
Yeah. Throwing
Loads of
everything
space marines.
at them. Yeah, it's been a costly victory for and said that there's only a smattering of Marines left, and they would have to definitely call for reinforcements before this assault from Chaos is definitely turned. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed that game. Thank you very much, guys. This is the first time we've had a sort of multiple game, isn't it? I think for like more than one player. I think it's yeah. So. Most of this is Games Workshop scenery, actually, I think, apart from a little bit of TT combat here. GameMat.eu.
Some of the barricades are.
Yeah, some of this is TT Combat. Really enjoyed that. That was great.
Yes.
That was a really good game. I feel a bit dirty about saying it's Imperial victory, but there we go. It happens. That's just about.
Many of the Imperial victories are dirty.
Yeah.
That's the nature.
The
of
last minute, say some moment of genius from the tech priest who managed to press the right button at the right time.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
Aided by that one Devastator who definitely didn't run.
Yeah, that Devastator went. I know.
Yeah. He suddenly thought of it, but his radio was broken.
Has he pressed the big red button?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he ran off and did it. So brilliant. There we go. Well, thanks so much, guys. Really enjoyed that. That's precisely what I was doing. Your knights are disgracefully awesome. They are beautiful, really nicely painted, lots of character, and
Just
they pack a punch.
Beautifully put together.
Yeah.
Some wonderful kit bashes going on.
Lovely kit bashing.
Slash demon bits.
These, these sort of tendrils and things and claws.
Rabbit claws.
Very nice. But yeah. Okay, well, like and subscribe as ever. It always helps build the channel up. We do appreciate it. We appreciate everyone who does watch our videos. Probably haven't said that enough, really, but we do appreciate people who take the time to share our hobby nerdiness with us.
Especially when you leave nice comments about how cool we are.
Yeah, exactly. We are actually quite cool. As you can tell, this man is cool. Right, I better sign off. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be once I edit it all together. So 84 years. But like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, thanks guys. Bye. 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 Bye.